Hi, I'm Liz, and I'm a junior at Williston. For my scholars piece, I wrote a short one-act play centered around a car crash. Please enjoy this reading of Catastrophe. The stage is dark. Sounds of driving on New York City streets. Suddenly, there's a big crash and tires screeching. Then all sounds fade. The lights come up on Zara, standing center stage with a steering wheel in her hands.
911, what's your emergency? I just hit someone with my car.
On one side of the stage, there is a hospital room with 2 beds. In a separate space, on the other side of the stage, there's a waiting room with 2 rows of chairs and a desk.
It was in the newspaper. 2 sentences. A senior citizen was hit by a car while riding her bike earlier this evening. The 61-year-old was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital with serious injuries. Less than a paragraph, and yet that night changed everything. And for the record, I don't think 61 is really a senior citizen. I mean, come on, give the lady a break.
Narrator exits through the hospital room. Lights illuminate the waiting room while the hospital room remains in darkness. Otis and Gina enter through the waiting room. Gina sits down as Otis starts pacing in front of her. He looks towards the hospital room, then quickly turns away. Gina is absorbed in her phone.
You look stressed.
Well, I can't help it. My wife is in the ICU right now. You should be worried too. She's your grandmother, and she practically raised you.
Ex-wife.
What?
She's your ex-wife. It's been almost a year since she moved out. I don't think this is that big of a deal. She'll be out of here by tomorrow.
Well, you don't know that. Well, she could be in here for days. I don't know. What if she is in here for days? Well, someone has to go feed the cats and water the plants, and does she still get the paper? Well, we should go bring in the mail for her, too. And a gift, something nice like chocolates. Or maybe something that she could use now. Do you remember if she liked roses or marigolds better? Oh, God. I'm already talking about her in the past tense, like she's already gone. When we go feed the cats, can we stop it?
No, I'm not going to her apartment. There's 3 cats there. My allergies can't handle that.
Well, we need to do something for her. It's our job to support her while she's dealing with this hardship.
That's not your problem anymore. She broke your heart and left you out of nowhere. She doesn't deserve your love.
Gina.
No, listen to me. She's pretty much loaded and you're getting nothing. Hell, she's been paying my college tuition while you have to keep working at the local library.
It's not like that.
Isn't it?
I'm going to the vending machine.
Otis exits. Gina watches him go and almost follows him, then decides against it. She eventually goes back to her phone. Zara steps into the doorway of the waiting room. Gina watches her while scrolling on her phone. Zara has a bouquet of flowers and a card. She looks visibly torn. She goes back and forth between leaving or going in, then eventually musters up the courage to walk up to the desk. There is no one there. Zara is exasperated, but she relaxes and walks into the waiting room, then sits near Gina.
Hi.
Hello?
Gina sees a name on a card.
Why are you here to see her?
What?
My grandmother. How do you know her?
Honestly, I don't really know her, but I know about the accident because I wanted to tell her there was a newspaper article about it.
How thoughtful. You can't talk to her though.
Why not?
Well, she's unconscious. She did get hit by a car.
I know, but I really need to talk to her. I just thought...
Oh, I see what's going on here. You're one of the witnesses?
Yes, right. I was there. It was awful, yeah.
When we got the call from the police, they said she ran a red light and slammed into that car. Supposedly her bike made a huge dent. Honestly, I feel kind of bad for the driver. It must have been awful to go through that. Anyway, what was it you wanted to say to her?
Oh, nothing much, actually. I was hoping to bring her these flowers and see how she's doing.
Yeah, I guess she's okay. She had emergency surgery last night, and I think they said they may give her a blood transfusion today because of the internal bleeding. I'm sure it's going to be all right, though.
Zara stares at the ground, and Gina goes back to her phone. Otis comes in and sits down, oblivious to the conversation. Lights down on the waiting room. Lights illuminate the hospital room. The patient is sitting up in his bed. He looks forward, fidgeting with his blanket.
Oh, this is not very exciting. I was hoping she would be nice and friendly, and she might be, except right now she's asleep. Not that my family doesn't visit me a lot, they do, but they're so bland. Constantly asking me how I'm doing or telling me that it won't be much longer till I'm discharged. I'd rather chat about who's going to win the Super Bowl or whether a hot dog is a sandwich. With them, it's the same thing every time. I was hoping I could be friends with her. We could talk about the nurse that keeps wearing itchy sweaters and the pigeon that seems obsessed with our window. I've got all of these people coming to visit, and I'm still so lonely. I guess this poor lady doesn't seem to have anyone. Well, there's those people who keep staring into our window, except they never come in. They do seem pretty preoccupied, so...
Lights dim on the hospital room and come up on the waiting room. Gina and Otis interrupt and start yelling at each other. Zara is sitting nearby, pretending not to listen.
Someone has to go feed them.
I can't do it!
I have to stay here in case she wakes up. I need you to be ready. You have to go.
I am literally allergic to cats.
Well, there's not that many. Besides, you have to put the food down.
You don't know. You haven't been there. There's like 1 million cats, and they leave their stupid fur everywhere. I'll be sneezing for a week.
Those two have been arguing since they first got here. It's so petty, fighting when they've got much bigger problems. As soon as someone walks in here, they forget what they came for. Suddenly, it's all about them. That's how it is when something bad happens. It's everyone for themselves.
How can you be so insensitive?
She got herself into this.
No, it wasn't her fault.
But it was. They say she ran the red light.
What? Who are you?
She was a witness at the accident.
She saw the crash? She's a witness?
Yes, I'm a witness.
You, whatever. Why are you so hung up on the cats?
Because I haven't been able to live with her since she chose to get those cats. And she knows. She knows I can't be near them, and she did it anyway.
Some people are so fussy. I like my quiet life. I'm not a drama, you know? Worrying about yourself and don't rock the boat. That's my motto. I don't need people getting involved.
I could say something cliche, but that's not really how I feel. Every day is the same routine. I'm so sick of being in here. No pun intended. It's not exactly sunshine and rainbows when you're in a hospital. I mean, she was hit by a car. Talk about bad luck. One tragedy after another. It's draining. See what happens when you're alone with your thoughts for too long? I just want someone to listen to me, to hear me. Can I count on you?
It feels like I'm the only one here who cares.
I care.
You don't even know her. You just happened to be there when that reckless driver ran into her.
Okay, now you're blaming people to make yourself feel better. I told you it was Grandma's fault.
No.
Or maybe it's your fault for letting her go out alone at night. Right, like I'm supposed to escort her every time she goes out because we live in the same building.
She's old and she needs help.
No, she doesn't. And you're 4 years older than her. She is perfectly capable of doing whatever she wants and getting herself in trouble like always. She's in the wrong here.
No, I'm telling you, it wasn't her fault. The driver, she should have been looking for cyclists and probably going slower just in case or something. This never should have happened.
Why do you keep saying that it's not her fault? Did you see something that you're not telling us? Wait, I saw you apologize to her. Does that mean
You're the driver?
Oh, you're awake.